Testing the audio. Audio looks good. Okay. Let's see. Are there people online already? Nope, not really. Not yet. Not sure what the lighting's like on this world. I better check it out. Let's see. Come on. Over here. Slide this over here. Okay. We can kind of keep an eye on what's going on. Let's see, might have a couple of viewers on TikTok. Nobody yet on the other platforms. Okay, so let me see what the lighting looks like on this world. It might suck. Let's see. Okay, reverse this camera. No, not horrible. Anchor this camera to the world. Do the auto level on it. Put that up there. So it's kind of out of the way. Doesn't have to be that high. My hair looks a little green, but I mean, that's okay, I guess. Let's see. Oh, hi, Beast. Yeah, I wanted to get a little video about something funny that happened at work. And sometimes I just do it live, so you guys can just watch me make the video. Let's see. This world probably doesn't have much in the way of background noises. The microphone is set to that. Hi, Call of Duty. Oh, thanks for the follow, Beast. I noticed in watching one of the replays of my lives that I had some desk noise in my microphone. You could hear every time I moved the mouse. It was like a thump, thump, thump. So I was thinking, well, maybe I need to get one of those, shock absorbing microphone stand things. But then I saw, I did a little searching and I saw a video on YouTube where a guy put like one of those foam things like you have like in packing, you get like a box, something shipping in the mail. There might be a block of styrofoam. Well, I have all these sponges that I did some tile work with, for my home office. And so I just took one of those sponges and put my microphone on that. It seems to work pretty good. It also keeps the microphone phone noise and other desk noises out of the audio. Especially since I can't use the NVIDIA Broadcaster, the AI filter, because that AI filter, the NVIDIA Broadcaster AI-based filter, it uses some of the tensor cores from the video card, and I don't know, it interferes with some of the games, and I get terrible audio. So I can't have the fancy noise reduction, so I just have to go with the regular noise reduction that the the software that comes with the Yeti microphone. So, I don't know. Looks like I might be talking to myself right now, but it is kind of late. It's always kind of a crapshoot, this time of night. So this video I want to make, I'm going to need access to the mute button. It's going to be part of it. I'm going to push the keyboard in so I'm not bumping that while I'm trying to do this. Make sure I can have easy access to the microphone. Okay. So yeah. I mean, things look smooth. I mean, pumping out close to 8 megabit towards TikTok for a fairly high quality stream, and I'm doing the same thing with YouTube and Twitch. Another 8 megabit over there. Yeah, doing this 60 frames per second. I don't, there's something about watching a video that's at 60 frames per minute. It just looks so much nicer. Funny, TikTok is always telling me, encourage your viewers to share your live and invite your friends. Invite more friends. So you are hereby encouraged. I got one viewer over there. Not sure if they're on Twitch or YouTube. They're one of the platforms. Can't tell with Streamlabs. So the unfortunate thing with TikTok is I can't put a lot of description in there as far as what I'm going to talk about or what I'm going to do. It's very limited in title. YouTube is a little better because I can put more stuff in the title as far as what I'm planning on doing. Twitch is good about picking a category. So, this I can pick a category like VR chat in this case, but I mean, it is somewhat limited because I can't say, oh, yeah, it's VR chat, but I'm also doing this other thing where it's just just chatting, or maybe creating another video, creating a video within the live, basically. And so I wanted to make a little. I had a funny story from work, and I wanted to record it and tell it, and maybe make a short out of it, and then I can do it live. And then what I can do is I can download the live clip and edit it, and make it into a nice short video where I can post that TikTok or make a YouTube short out of it. Works pretty well. Plus, I can do a live at the same time. I tried to announce this on my Discord too. I was going to hope that I get a little more interest in this right now, but I mean, it's late and some people are doing their own things. their own games. Well, another bing bong. That means somebody followed. Oh, there it is. Sass, thanks for the follow. And hi. So, let me get this, my mouse cursor out of the way. I hate that when it's in the middle of the comments I'm trying to read. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna tell a funny story of what happened at work and do it live. That's why I call it watching the sausage being made. You know, because a lot of times, and many TikTokers, you know, when they do these recordings, they go into a private room on VRChat or whatever, and they just hit record. And sometimes I do that, but you know, sometimes I just do it live, and then what I do is I download the live video and make a clip out of it, and turn the piece that I want, you know, into a short, and you know, that works pretty well sometimes. Yeah, it's always weird. I'm not sure if TikTok is. Sometimes I think TikTok is lying to me sometimes, or at least their app is. Doesn't always have the counts right. Like, for instance, I know I got 2 new followers, but it still says just 1 new follower on the live data. So I don't know why it says that. One other thing, you know, besides doing my recording for my short funny video, I mean, I might talk a little bit about the controversial Harry Potter game. You know, some of you may know I like streaming different games, maybe some games that other streamers ignore or haven't streamed in a while, or I'll pick up new games that other streamers have ignored. But it's hard to ignore the new Harry Potter game. I guess it's breaking records. And I know it's made a lot of controversy with the trans community. Um, it's a really interesting situation. And I'm not sure exactly what to think about it. I mean, I did a lot of research on it, looking at what Rowling actually did and what she's actually said and what she's doing, and it's really hard to dig up that information. I'm not in the trans community. I'm a cis male, but I follow a lot of trans on other channels, and I'm always curious and learning and trying to broaden my horizons in the world. But man, there's I understand. After a bunch of digging, I watched one TikToker talking about her spending her money and all this kind of stuff. Fighting against trans rights and all this kind of stuff. And at first I was like, really? Why would she spend time doing that? And but after a bunch of digging, I mean, I had to like really put my keyword skills to the test, on these search engines to dig up what Rowling was actually doing. And yeah, I guess there was some stuff she did last year. I mean, it's over there in the UK, so I guess I don't hear as much about it. But I did find some information where she was like, I don't know, printing up shirts with this stuff, and going to. I think she was like in front of Parliament and waving signs and crap. I don't know. Wasn't what I expected. I mean, I, I can see why the trans community is upset about that. Um, but the thing to keep in mind, maybe she gets some royalties from the game, but there's a lot of shit that goes into the game. I mean, that instead of just Harry Potter's idea and there's like some stuff is extracted from the books and that. There's a lot of people that put their livelihood into creating that game. Creating a game, especially like that, is not easy. I mean, it takes proper management. It takes the proper uh, engineers and designers and graphics artists all pulling together, working in harmony to create a piece of work like that. And it's I would say it's more their work than it's Rowling's. I mean, I'm not gonna take this game and say, oh, this is all Rowling and all the money you spend in that game is going straight to Rowling. That's just it's not true. You know, a lot of these people who got rich, I mean, they got money in the bank, and their money is making money for them. You know, there's not anything you can do about that. That's just kind of my thoughts on it. Um, I support the trans community. I say trans women are women and all that. I disagree with Rowling. But the game is a lot more than just Rowling. Okay? And that's what I want to say. There's a lot of people that went into making that game. Now it looks like they're doing all right. I mean, I heard it's breaking records on Steam on its sales. So, and I also heard the trans community has some kind of website where they're trying to cancel streamers who stream the game. I'm not sure how they're going to try to do that, but I don't know. It's just I don't know, man. I mean, I can I can I can only try to empathize. Put myself in their place. I know I can kind of understand the some of the feelings that they're expressing towards Rowling, but I don't think attacking the game is the right thing for them to do. I just don't think they have the right target in mind. And that's my thoughts on that. And yeah, I've really been thinking a lot about this because it's like, I'm a game streamer, and I'm like sitting there, shit. If I buy the game and streamed it, am I going to like get tons of hate? And I mean, I support a lot of these people, and I support their cause. Um, I follow individuals too and provide my support as much as I can. Uh, Leave positive comments. I'll support their videos when they talk about the stuff they go through. Um, I mean, it would be really. I don't know. It's just like if I do this one thing, like stream this one game, will I suddenly have a bunch of people hating me? It's just weird, you know. And I was worried about maybe doing it, but I turned, it looks like there's a lot of people streaming it now. There was people streaming it because they got the early release of it. Um, and there's people on TikTok on both sides of this thing just kind of lashing out at each other, which is, I don't know, a really unfortunate thing when I see it. Um, it's I don't know. It seems to be getting very divisive, and I don't I don't think it should be. Because I think they're talking about the wrong damn things. They shouldn't be talking about the stupid game because, like I said earlier, I don't. The money you spend on the freaking game, that's not all going in Rowling's pocket. A good majority of that is going to all the people who's creating that game, and there's a lot of people working on that game, right? I mean, that's their living. And I don't know how much you guys know about game developers, but a lot of times they get screwed over stuff they work on. They get underpaid. They work long hours on this stuff, and they get cheated. I mean, they're humans, and many times they are exploited workers themselves. And I got a soft spot in my heart for that kind of thing. Um, so that's kind of where I stand on that. Hopefully, I explain myself well enough. And I mean, I support all of you, and I support the trends that I follow, with all of my heart. I mean, I do what I can to support people. Um, I don't know what more I can say about that. But I kind of came on here to create a funny video, so I should probably concentrate more on that instead of talking about stuff that kind of bums me out. you know. Oh man. Okay, so I didn't really write a script for this. Thought I could do it off the cuff pretty easily. So, um, so the story requires a little bit of context, and that context is, it's a few of you know, I work at Microsoft, and a lot of us tech workers, we work at home still. The pandemic kind of really shifted how we do our work. And, so a lot of us are, sitting at home on our computer when we're doing our meetings and whatnots. And of course, being at Microsoft, what we do with our, what software do we use for our meetings? So Teams, of course. We use Teams. And it's pretty nice. I mean, they've been really, especially when the pandemic hit, they really accelerated development on the team stuff, and they've got some really nice features on it. Because Microsoft uses it too, right, internally. So, I mean, not only do our incentives want, not only do our customers want a good product, I mean, Microsoft wants to be good too because they use this stuff too. So they invest a lot of improving these products, right? And it's kind of neat because when you run Teams, you can share your screen, so it makes it easy to do demos of stuff you're working on, and of course, you're not sharing your screen. You can see who's all on the call, and you can either see little videos, people have their cameras turned on, or they're just little, profile pictures. And sometimes it's a little easier when you have a bunch of people in the meeting to not have the camera turned on because that requires bandwidth, and not everybody has really fast fiber internet. Like what I've got here at my home. I've got the gigabit fiber. That's why I can stream 8 megabit to TikTok and another 8 megabit to Streamlabs. That's how I do it. It's not it makes things nice. Let me tell you. So I'm trying to get myself worked up to do this skit or this story. Yeah, so that's what we do. We do meetings every morning. They're called stand-up meetings. The Microsoft version of a Scrum meeting, if you're familiar with that stuff. And we basically talk about what you've been working on. And of course, everybody kind of takes their turn talking about what they did, what they're currently working on, if they have anything that's blocking them, that kind of thing. And at the end of the meeting, it's kind of open where people can talk about anything, bring up stuff that didn't fit in with the beginning scrum part of the meeting. So, well, looks like I'm lost some people here, but well, I'm going to go ahead and maybe do a couple takes of this funny video. Hopefully I can get it right one of the times and I can make a clip out of it. All right, let me take a drink of my bubbly water here. Gotta stay hydrated, you know. That's what they say. Okay. Take one of the funny work story. So every morning, our team gets together, and a lot of us are meeting virtually over the Teams app to do our meeting. And it's like a Scrum meeting, so we do the first part of the meeting where everybody takes turns talking about what they do and whatnot. Well, at the very end of the meeting, it gets opened up to any other issues people want to talk about that doesn't fit in the beginning, more structured part of the meeting. And they call that the parking lot. And I don't know if I should go into this much of it in the script, but the parking lot, they call it the parking lot because, if you were to physically meet somewhere and it's the end of the meeting, you know how people are like going out to the cars or in the parking lot and are having conversation in the parking lot. That's why they call it the parking lot part of the meeting, even though we're still meeting, we're still online. It's just one of those things. Well, anyway, at the end of the meeting, people keep themselves muted so that there's no noises going into the meeting. And one of my coworkers, we take turns running the meeting, and one of my coworkers noticed that. Maybe I should give them names. Let me just say, okay, so one of my coworkers, Tom, we'll call him Tom, was running the meeting. And one of the things in Teams app is you can see when people are muted or unmuted. I think it's similar with other meeting applications. And he saw another of my coworkers, we'll just call him Dan. So we got Tom and Dan. Dan saw his microphone unmute for a minute and then mute again, right? And so Tom says, "Oh, Dan, I saw you unmute. Do you have something that you want to talk about?" And then of course, Dan unmute again and says, No, sorry. I just, I was just accidentally unmuted myself and, I muted myself back again. Okay, so I don't know. So I took that opportunity to just start unmuting and muting my mic. I just do unmute, mute, unmute, mute. And, and then I hear Tom just suddenly cry out my name in vain over the meeting. There's like 15, 20 people in this meeting, including my new manager and my old manager, who's now my second line manager. And he just cries out my name in vain. And I just started busting out laughing. And, it probably, it probably sounded like this because I was still muting and unmuting while I was laughing, so let me find it. Where's my freaking mute button? So it, probably sounded like this where I was like going, ha, 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 ha. So I was probably laughing and you would hear me and not hear me and hear me and not hear me while I was laughing. And it was nuts. And yeah, so that's my story. It was just like I just found this opportunity to irritate him. So I'm gonna have to do another take of that where I kind of make it shorter and more trim. Might be too cumbersome to try to actually do it with the mic. I suppose I could just describe the thing where I was muting and unmuting. And if I wanted to, I can post editing. I can simulate my turning the mic on and off. I could do that. Kind of a slow night tonight. It is, or was, what was it? February 8th. That was, it's not going to tell me over there. I don't know. It's probably Wednesday or Thursday, one of those days. The week can't come fast enough. Now, I'm kind of working on these takes. If you guys have any questions or anything, you know, just go ahead and feel free to put something in the chat. It's just funny. I switched both streaming programs to use software encoders, right? And intuitively, you might think using a software encoder for streaming would be a bad idea, but yeah, I have this 24 core Threadripper, AMD Threadripper I'm using for CPU, and I have software encoding set up for both TikTok Live Studio and Streamlabs, and the CPU, I don't know, it's still running at like 0.5%, maybe 1%. It might fleetingly go up to 2% in use. It's like software coding is nothing, man, with this with this Threadripper processor with the 24 cores. And it's actually easier for me to stream with the software because then the graphics card is fully dedicated to just the game, like, well, VR chat. And VR chat is not as demanding of a game as some of the other newer games are, like the first person shooters and that. VR chat is pretty tame when it comes to that kind of thing. Even with the VR and everything, it's just No sound detected. Check your audio settings. Well, it's not detecting the system sound because I don't think this world has any sound. Kind of looked at it. I crank it way up, and there's no music in this world or anything, so it's pretty quiet. Now there is some hidden rooms in this world that you can get to. I think might have some music playing. It seems like every time I come to this world, something's a little different. This world's always colorful. They always change it for the seasons. Looks like they took out some of the winter stuff that they had in here, the holiday stuff. I assume my audio is coming over nice and clear. I mean, you can let me know in the chat if there's any problems. I should have scripted this thing. Okay, let me try doing another take. Let's see. What I've done before is I've sometimes write up a little script in Notepad++, and I'll just have that sitting on my desktop. See, right now, even though I'm in a VR world, I have over here on my left, I have my desktop pinned. I actually have two monitors, so I have monitor 2 pinned. And I have the streaming software running on that monitor, so I can kind of look over here to see, if there's any comments or anything happening. One thing that's kind of nice about TikTok is when people join the stream, I'll actually see, oh, so and so joined. Um, and they might not stay for long. They might only be, there for half a second or whatever. But at least it'll tell me, if they joined. Now, one thing I have not been able to really figure out. Well, I mean, it is. I didn't used to have the little widget in the TikTok screen there where it would show um, chats and people joining in the little box you see on your right. At least I think it's on your right. Yeah, it's on your right. It used to always have that, but that's that's the only way I know. When I end the live, there's really no way to look at what comments you had in the video when you go look at the replay. Now, having that widget there and having it part of the broadcast that happens, the stream that happens to TikTok, at least I can pull that video and watch it and see that widget and see some of the comments in there. But I don't think it'll show, I have some keywords set up so that, some comments get moderated automatically. But it looks like those comments will still show up in the app, but they won't show up in the widget. So sometimes I might go through the replay and try to find a particular comment that I saw during the live, and I won't find it. So another thing I did recently is on TikTok, I signed up for the Creator Fund. That's something you can do after you have like over 10K followers. So I went ahead and did that. I hear a lot of mixed things about it, but if you just give it a shot and give it a try. The other thing I noticed some other TikTok creators, they had where when you actually watch their videos, they had like this gifting icon, so you can like send a gift on their video. It didn't have to be alive. And I just recently discovered that there's a setting for that, and I didn't know, I wasn't aware of it, and so I turned it on for my stuff. So you should see that gifting icon when you look at my videos now. Not like I'm trying to twist people's arm to use it or anything. I just had some people tell me, oh, I tried to subscribe and I got an error and this kind of thing. And so it's like, oh, well, it might have been because I didn't have everything all set up. So I took the time to go through and set some things up. Now, so I guess you could say I'm technically monetized now on TikTok. So I got all that set up, and I'm a long ways from that on either Twitch or YouTube, but I did hit that milestone on the TikTok side of things. I'd like to eventually get there, on YouTube. I know Twitch is a lot more challenging to get to that level, and it sounds like it's a bit easier to get to that level with a YouTube. In fact, I am starting to see on YouTube, I have like one or two videos that got like you know, 25,000 views or something like that, which was pretty incredible. I don't know why, these particular videos got all these views and the other ones didn't, but it's one of those mysteries. Um, so certainly, I've got one viral video on my TikTok channel that's got over 800,000 views. I mean, that certainly helped me. It was just kind of a dumb video I made, I thought, but, it really took off. You know, who knows how these things work sometimes. But, the one thing I find kind of annoying with the Live Studio streaming app is that, I'll see a message pop up, oh, so and so joined, but then it like hides that message. And I know why they're doing that, because they're leaving the comments there as higher priority. So if somebody makes a comment, the message stays there in the app. But if it's somebody joining, you just see it show up and it disappears. Now I know that the widget that's in the stream is different, and it'll just show everything, and then it just scrolls off, as things happen. But it's with the Live Studio app, uh, I can look over here the and see the little image of what is being streamed with TikTok, but the image is too small. I can't make out the text in the little widget. So, see, right now I see there's two people on TikTok, but I don't have a clue who they are. Um, okay, so yeah, so I got some messages about a couple people joining, but it still says two people are watching. So I mean, it just doesn't give me a clue who's actually watching it right now. So I mean, unless they were to leave a comment or something, I wouldn't know. That's the only gripe I've had about the TikTok Live Studio app. Of course, Streamlabs is probably a little worse because I'm streaming to both TikTok and Twitch with Streamlabs. And of course, when you're doing VR, now if I was just doing a game and not VR, I mean, I can have my phone open and I can have um, like the Twitch Stream Manager running or something, and I can easily look at that to see what was going on. But with the desktop Streamlabs app, I mean, you just pick the multi-stream tab, and it'll just show you things, and it'll give you a little icon that tells you, oh, this was a YouTube comment or whatever. But I mean, you don't get any more information than that, and you get no information about who joined the stream. You have absolutely no clue with the Streamlabs app who's joined and who may be watching whatsoever. So it's even worse than the TikTok Live Studio app. Um, the only way I would know is if they left a comment or something. But not everybody is comfortable with leaving comments, which is understandable. I tell you, the weather here in the Pacific Northwest has really been the pits, where it's like raining cats and dogs, and then it kind of stops raining, and it's been really hard on my allergies. These big shifts in a short amount of time. You know, here, well, we could. I mean, we did have snow for like about a week, and it disappeared. Then we got a bunch of rain. Uh, just really hard on the sinuses here. Of course, I guess that's nothing compared to like people in Texas who had to deal with winter weather that they don't normally have to deal with. Yeah, so I think I have the subscription thing fixed because I had somebody say they tried to subscribe on TikTok and they got some kind of weird error. Uh, so I don't. I mean, I'm not pushing a lot of people to subscribe, but it'd be kind of nice if somebody could just do a subscription because I don't have any subscribers yet. Just do one, even if it's just for like 1 month or whatever, just so I can see if it works. Make sure I got it set up right. And I did go through and I set up a supporter role on my Discord server so that if you do subscribe, you get the uh, golden roll over over on my server. So I went through and I set all that up. I did upload some custom emotes. I bought some emotes from somewhere. It might have been Etsy or something. Somebody had some custom emotes up there for sale, so I bought them and stuck them up there. Stuck them up on TikTok, so I guess a subscriber can, you know, use those emotes, and they're like little, little just clip art, like little foxes kind of thing. They're kind of cute, and I might make some of my own too at some point. Let me take a quick look and see what's going on in the socials. Let's see. There's Carbon Notes. He's he's on my server. We have interesting conversations there. We talk about tech and a little bit of politics here and there. Corgi Craft says he's sleeping. A lot of people. There's quite a few people who sleep in VR. I mean, I have accidentally fallen asleep in VR a few times, but I don't purposefully sleep in VR. uh, Floofa VR is online. He might be streaming. He's blue, but he's in a private world, so you still can't just join him. And of course, Rins is on VR chat right now, but he's always orange, so I never know what the hell he's doing. A couple other VR chat friends who I'm not as familiar with. Doom Dragon. He's fun to hang out with sometimes. So this world I'm currently in, I have it set up to be friends. So any of my friends could join me here if they want to. And I think my status is set to what? It's green. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm a little bit reserved about, just trying to join people and, uh, especially if they're orange, because, I don't know. I mean, I joined, uh, someone who was in their Friends Plus world once, uh, and they were blue, and they were in a Friends Plus world, and I joined, and and they immediately told me they were having a private conversation, and they actually kicked me from the server. It's like, whoa, that was kind of a shocker for me. It kind of makes me even a bit more hesitant just to kind of run out there and try to join somebody. But if you want to add me in VR chat, the name's the same there, Progressive Geek. Easy to find. You just go to VR chat and search for Progressive Geek. The name is pretty darn unique. I won't have any problem finding it and adding me. Looks like people are pretty quiet in the stream. Nobody has any burning questions or anything? Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to script out this story. Of a funny story. What story I was doing? Because um, kind of being ADHD autistic. I mean, I'm high functioning autistic, but still, I do better on scripts if I take the time to write it out before I try to do it. And I made the mistake of not writing it out this time. I just tried to go online here and record it. And I did one take, but it was too wordy, not clean. So I'm gonna have to think about it some more and just write it down and get it in text and then try again. I got a bunch of other ideas of things I want to do. Some of it uses audio from other people. Like there's one I want to do with the Lockpick Lawyer. Some of you might be familiar with the Lockpick Lawyer. He does a lot of videos about picking locks, and he's kind of an expert at it. Makes his own tools and all this shit. It's really interesting watching his stuff. So I wanted to use some of his audio to make a funny TikTok video. And this avatar you're seeing is one I've been working on. I need to do more work on it, but I've been playing too many games and streaming too many games. So I haven't taken the time that I should to pull up Unity, and because I'm going to have to almost remake this avatar, unfortunately, because this is based on the Rexium Evolved model. And, since I bought it and downloaded it, the creator of this model has done a whole bunch of updates and has made some parts of the model look a little better and stuff. And it's like, okay, well, I pretty much had to start over, create a new project. I did some custom animations on it. Those I could probably port over, but I mean, I might have to redo. I mean, I'm gonna have to put the hair on it again. I'm gonna probably have to redo the animate. Redo the not the animation. The using Surface Painter and redo the colors. So I might not get the color quite right or exactly like what I have on this avatar. It might end up being different. I don't know. I guess that's just what comes with the territory. So that's probably why I haven't jumped on it right away to do it, because I have to kind of almost start over with it again. But practice makes perfect. If I do it enough times, I'll probably get faster at it. Yeah, I don't know. I should have put in my status to come join me. Maybe I could have got a couple of friends in here. I mean, I did announce in Discord that I was doing this. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I'm a known user now because they have like these levels on VR chat. The next higher level is called trusted user, I guess. I don't know what it would take to get up to the next level, but some combination of just being up here and uploading stuff. I wanted to um, like build a world and put it up here. I mean, I've just been using some public worlds for like my home world, and it'd be kind of nice to have my own custom home world at least. Right now, I'm using the Finn's world from Virality, one of the worlds they've got up here. I'm using it as a home world. It's a pretty nice little world. Hmm. Winter Company is a pretty popular world. Pretty popular year round. It's like winter all year round, I guess, in that world. That's where Carbon Notes is right now. Looks like there's might be 5 people over there. It might be a little too chaotic to kind of try to bring the stream over there, and you never know what you're gonna get. You just never know. I'll actually open it up. It looks like there's only 3 people over there. You see, the Grim Queen is on streaming late, but I've seen her doing her streams a lot earlier in the day all of a sudden, and not at night like she did before. Oh, there's Stiletta. Stiletta looks like she's online. She's orange right now. I did that one stream where she had joined me in VR chat. It was kind of fun. It's just so quiet. Yeah, I wanted to do a stream earlier today, like around noon, like I do sometimes at lunchtime, but last couple of days work has been kind of busy. Try to release a big feature. And of course, when you're working on some big thing, you find that, well, they always say like, uh, as you work on the project or a feature, software, the last 10% of the time is where you do, seems like it takes 90% of you doing 90% of the work or something. Something like that. It's where you're just trying to find all the possible things that don't work quite right and get it fixed, and before you get it all released into production. But our quality is very, very high. Now our customers are all internal, but we use automated testing, and plus we do what we call bug bashes, where we test stuff manually too, and our quality is very high, compared to other teams. The group I work in is a really good group. Does anybody want to ask anything? Any questions in the chat? Anything? There's 2 people over there on either YouTube or Twitch, and got like, oh, TikTok is telling me that there's 4 people over watching my live there. And like I said, I don't know if I can always trust the numbers it tells me, but I had one person watch my stream once, and he had a lot of questions. He was full of questions. It was almost like he was doing an interview. And that was pretty good because, I had to talk about quite a few things that way. I was down in Arizona for a while, a couple weeks ago. Relative was having a birthday, so I flew down there for it. And then they were telling me how crazy it was, because I guess they're gonna have the Super Bowl down there. I don't really follow football, but whenever you have some big event coming, it usually turns the city upside down. Usually there's a lot of locals paying the price for it. Or they can't afford their place to live anymore because things just get out of hand because, the Super Bowl is going to be there. The World's Fair is going to be there, that kind of thing. Or the Olympics is going to be there. It usually turns the city upside down. Well, I don't know. If nobody has anything, maybe I can, I should just end the stream for the night. Get some rest before the workday tomorrow. I know people have said they like my voice, so I did sort of try to make a video ASMR. It's on my TikTok, you can see it, but I don't know. It didn't get very many views, so I don't think it went off very well. But I never did such things before. It was just kind of a crack at it. And it, I don't know, appears to kind of flopped. Saw something at some point where Vive was coming out with a new VR headset. I don't really know much about it. Think about looking into that at some point. Right now, I'm just using the Quest 2 headset, plugged into my computer. Oh, must be a slow night, 'cause I haven't got any hatred comments. Not that hater comments bother me, because, there's usually kids on the app that aren't supposed to be on it anyway, is what it looks like to me. Just block them or ignore them. And a couple times where people will try to quote Bible verses and shit in the streets, like what the hell? Don't you have anything better to do? I saw, you know, I've seen, I've seen a couple creators on TikTok, and they do the digital furry thing, but they're like pushing Christianity, pushing Jesus, and all this shit. And some of it was showing up on my For You page, and I'm like, what the hell? And I don't know. I've seen a lot of shit. And I can't help but think, well, what if they're right wing plants, There's a lot of shit like that that goes on. So it's like, either they're just, young, naive kids who think they need to spread the word, or they're just there to be plants. They're like breaking into the furry fandom community and just trying to cause trouble. I don't know. I ended up, I just didn't want to see that shit, so I just blocked them. I don't go onto TikTok to go to church. I just don't. And plus, I'm an atheist. I just block them. I just don't want to see it. Oh, I'll check the replays later, but I mean, looking at the numbers these apps are telling me, it looks like the stream should be pretty good quality. TikTok Live Studio. The upload megabits per second has been, bouncing around 6 or 7, which is good for the 1080p quality I'm transmitting at. Plus, I'm doing the 60 frames per second. I like 60 a lot better than 30. It just looks, so much better to me. So fortunately, I've got the gigabit fiber internet, so it's nice I can stream at 60 frames per second. Just makes it a little bit nicer to watch, I think, in my opinion. Oh, I think I'm starting to get tired. Well, yeah, I might just call it a night, and I just got to wish you guys a good night, and just take care. And make sure you follow me, and you'll get notified when I do streams. I mean, I'm not super organized about doing streams. I mean, I've done quite a lot of streams frequently, but I don't necessarily have a fixed schedule. So it's just best to, either follow me. If you join my Discord server, you get notifications there when I go live. And you just, well, let's see. I'm not sure about what did I do on YouTube. So on TikTok, if you look at my profile, I've got a link tree there. You can click on that and then join my Discord server from there. Shoot, I'm trying to remember what I did on. If I put my link tree on Twitch and YouTube or not. I guess I'll have to look over there. But yeah, you're welcome to join my Discord server. There's really only one hard rule that I have, and that's don't try to call me directly in Discord. You can write chat in my server. You can send me a private message if you want. Just don't try to do a direct call because, I'm working during the day. I had some random person try to just call me on Discord while I was in the middle of a work meeting, and I was like, "What the hell is that?" Had this funky ring. That's the only thing I ask is don't call me directly. But you're welcome to join my server and comment. I'm putting channels in there. And I take suggestions. If there's something not in there you want to see, just let me know. Some creators have like moderators lined up and stuff. I just, I don't have any moderators. I should really get moderators. I should also get moderators for my streams. there's creators, TikTok streamers that have fewer followers than me, and they have like all these moderators in their live streams. I don't have any of that. I should though. Maybe I should like put something in my Discord server. If you're interested, apply here, kind of thing. I should probably do that. All right, guys. I think it's a really good night this time. I'm going to let you go. Turn off the streams and you all have a good night and take care out there. This world seems to be getting pretty crazy lately. So until next time, hey, take care.